Hello, welcome back to Beneficial Life. In this episode, I want to show you how we can create like a zoom out video using this image from Midjourney. Thanks to Damoxy, I'm borrowing his artworks to create the zoom out video. So currently, we get these 4 frames, and they're kind of centered on the same focus person, like this figure, the lady covered in gold paint. So it should be pretty easy. So what we want to do, you either use video sequence editor and just use like the frame to zoom out and then just blend the frame. You can do that, but I'll show you the manual way where we import the image as 3D and then just do the zoom out. So first of all, we need this image as planes. If you don't have it, turn on. Make sure you turn it on inside the add-ons. So this should come with Blender as default. So first of all, we have this camera, default cube and light. Just select all and then X to delete. File, import image planes, image as planes. In this case, the frame should be shadeless, so we want to turn on shadeless instead of principled PBR material. So shadeless, and then just import as planes. And so if we turn on the texture, we can see the image. Each one of them is, of course, has been zoomed out twice. So this is the original Midjourney image, and then it's got zoomed out twice and again and again until we have like this super wide image. So the idea is really to match the size and scale. So what we're gonna do is selecting this tree and then scale it down 0.5. So this one matches this one, so these two now can be scaled 0.5, and the last one also I will use S and then 0.5. Now the scale of each one of them matches because it's just like 2 times zoom. I select all of them, option G. Now they're on top of each other again. All we need to do is really just to bring this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, bring it up. 1, 2, bring it up, and the last one, bring it up. So now we have a stack of image like this, and then they are all already correct in terms of scaling, and we simply need to create a camera and zoom out. Okay, so it's camera zoom. So it's very simple exercise. You can do this using VSE and then like using the scaling and stuff. Maybe I should show that as well, but in this case, yeah, this is. You might notice, however, there's like we need to blend the image a little bit because there's like a seam happening. Even though they're pretty close, there's still some seam around some areas, so that we're gonna have to fix that. Create a camera. This is gonna be, okay, let's say 1280 by 1280. This is the camera, right? And we want to reset the camera, and this camera should be orthographic. Let's look through the camera. And okay, I think the camera position, we need to make sure this is correct. Okay, so this is what we're gonna be doing. Zoom in, zoom out. Maybe like somewhere really close, and then keyframe there, and then 250 frames, zooming out until it's covering the whole thing. Keyframe. Yeah, we can blend the pictures if we want to. I mean, obviously, if I, yeah, this is the actual image, you know, like the one that's super wide, but zoom in closer, that's really high quality and detail. So this is the trick. And okay, the camera seems to be ready and correct. We just need to blend this a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna need to paint the actual image. So let's go to image editor, and we can see all the frames. This is the one that's the most zoom out. You can see there's this some kind of seam that we need to blend a little bit. So we can do that if we go to the paint, and you can see there's draw, soften, smear, clone, etc. We can actually use just draw. And okay, this is, at least I'm using Beep Painter, but you can actually just use the normal Blender paint and then just erase alpha or add alpha. That will hopefully works. And then we just need to set up our brush to be less hard. Where's the hardness of the brush? This is the radius, this is the strength. I have this alpha eraser from Beep Painter. Basically does the same thing. There's a texture, there's other option here, but anyhow, the radius, play around with the radius and the strength, and you can just erase the area that's that has seam. So I'll do that. So I'm erasing. So until we don't have seam, we don't have like noticeable seam, and that should be fine. Save, make sure you save the image itself, and now we zoom out. The next one, 002, there's also some seam around here, I believe. Here there's like slightly dark. I think Midjourney or even like Photoshop can kind of blend and expand the areas, but not 100% perfect. So you perhaps need to fix it in post production, just like in this case using Blender. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're in frame number 3. You can see this seam I just erased. Now they're blending a little bit better around the arm areas. And yeah, I think we just fixed the whole thing very quickly. So it looks much better. Now if you look from inside the camera, we can zoom out. There might be like accelerations. If you don't want the accelerations, you can change the keyframe from Blender camera animations from graph editor. Okay, this is by default. There's an acceleration, ease in, ease out. You can select all of them and then change the key interpolations to linear. Now it's a proper zoom out, and you can adjust the speed whatever you like. I'm using Eevee. We can render this really fast. Let's see, just save on the desktop, and maybe under folder. The output can be PNG or FFmpeg video, and then encoding should be QuickTime, medium quality, high quality, accept, render animations. Now we have to zoom out. You can actually do the similar thing, I guess, using a video sequence editor. just simply by scaling the and keyframing the image. So it's more like a 2D compositing. In this case, we are actually using the frame, like stack the image on top of each other, and then do the actual 3D camera zoom out. You have a lot of freedom here because you can perhaps use like depth, 3D depth, a little bit of 3D, and then just move it out, zoom it out, and it's gonna give something that's looking more like 3D. It's quite fascinating. Yeah, let's wait until it's finished. This is 24 frames per second. Alright, this is the output. Okay, this is the final result. You don't see noticeable seams. Yeah, all looking pretty good. The fingers, missing a finger. So if we switch to video editing, we can do the same thing. Let's say this is 1280 by 1280. Shift A, image sequence, desktop, or actually download, zoom out. One, 2, 3, 4. In this case, maybe we have to do it this way. Three, 4. We basically just need to do like a zoom out video, like actually more like zooming in. Let's say this is your image and you want to zoom in. File, save as, camera zoom 2. So it's more like a reverse. Let's say you start from here. And you keyframe the scale. And then you go to this keyframe and then you want to actually scale this twice. Let me do that again. Like it's like scale and then type 2 and then keyframe. So we get a zoom out or like a zoom in, and we go to the next frame, the actual new keyframe, and then okay, select this guy and then keyframe, and then go to this one and then scale it twice, keyframe. It's like manual way. You can actually perhaps use Python to do this as well. And then there's this pop. Go to the next one, keyframe, scale this twice, keyframe using I. It's gonna pop to the next one, keyframe. In this case, it's already the last image, but we want to continue zooming in. So we're gonna have this zoom out. There's the pop thing. If you don't want that, that means you want to just copy this one, and then I believe this one should be alpha over. Okay, yeah, okay, so duplicate this one, extend, duplicate this one and extend it. And the same thing, we want to fix the graph editor. Let's see. Graph editor, and then just change the key interpolations to linear. So there should be overlapping. Oh wait, okay. And I might have made a mistake with the order here. Yeah, I think that should be correct. I did use the alpha over, and yeah, it shouldn't be popping like that, because I did blend this one, right? I did the zoom out. There's the alpha that should be used. Maybe, but at least the techniques is all there. We are in this with because we are using video sequence editor, and in this case we are just scaling the actual frame, and we just try to blend the 4 frames together. In the previous example, we are actually doing it in 3D using the camera. Oh yeah, the alpha. Oh, I know the alpha. When you load the image into Blender, sometimes the alpha disappear. Or I think I did save it previously. It was, yeah. Maybe the alpha wasn't saved properly. It should, however. Let me double check. Just the image, and then okay, color, alpha. Yeah, maybe the alpha wasn't erased properly. Seems like we actually just erase. We paint on the actual color, but we didn't save the alpha. Need to keep that in mind. But anyhow, you got all the techniques. Now we have like a proper zoom out. If that alpha actually, if we erase that properly. So there we go. That's a zoom out video animations that you can try yourself if you want to do this manually. You can also perhaps just use Python and then have like zoom out video. It's possible, but anyhow, it's doing it using Blender or other compositing software can work. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.